We see Mark Gay is many with Man City, Roberto Crystal Palace, were the best winter signings who went unnoticed. I have three signings who I really think went overlooked by a lot of fans, and I do think that every single one of those signings, every single one of those players, will be able to help their team massively this season and make the team so much better. My first signing is going to be Anxel Gomes to Wolves. I'm very surprised to see Anxel Gomes actually move to Wolves. I do think his quality is way above Wolves level and way above championship level, which I do think Wolves will be playing next season. And also, he's been a very good player for Lille the past 3 years, even a very good squad player for Marseille this season. I don't know what the goal was for him to move to England now, because he's having a very good role for a team who was top 4 in Ligue 1. Also, it's just playing Champions League football for half a season. Maybe financially, the move was better for them, or maybe playing Premier League football was also a dream of his, and also being a guy who's played abroad his whole career, but in Portugal and in France. So maybe moving to Wolves, even just half a year, half a season of playing Premier League football, would kind of motivate him. Also, I feel like it is a move where if he plays well, he's able to get a big money move next summer. And seeing how he played last game for Wolves in JBO, I can really see a world where it truly makes a big money move in the summer because of how good he actually is. His player type is very rare nowadays in football. Don't really see a lot of 5'6", 5'7" players able to play number 6, number 8. Can look at them as more wingers or number 10s. And this is kind of where he did play Marseille this season, more for number 10. But now I was kind of expecting him to play more for number 6, number 8, which I do think is where he kind of plays the best. And even though he lacks something in physicality, he lacks something in height, even though it's still a pretty good ball-winning midfield in terms of ground duels, obviously aerial duels is another story. But obviously, as he lacks that height, that physicality of playing Premier League football, it's that makes it up for having great ball passing ability. One of those guys that when you look at players who are able to control games by his own, Anxel Gomes is one of those guys. He's truly an amazing passer. He's someone who can feel very safe with the ball in his feet in the midfield. If you want someone who's able to control games, control the tempo of the games, is someone who can look towards being able to do that type of things. It's someone truly amazing. I mean, look at how play Lille and Marseille. Talking about someone who got his first England call-up last year. I think he's a former international. So I do think he's an amazing player. Obviously, looking at his debut for Wolves last weekend, it was truly amazing of how well he played. It's someone obviously kind of, as he lacks that physicality, it makes it up for having that good of ball passing ability. It's someone that you can kind of very much feel safe in when he has the ball in midfield. It's someone that truly elevates your midfield, your team in terms of being able to have the ball, able to be more dangerous, more creative in midfield. And Wolves is a team that obviously has a lot of quality now in the midfield. Look at Andre, look at Anxel Gomes. Those three are very good midfielders, and I do really think that even if Wolves is probably the worst team right now in Premier League, if they have one of the worst defensive lines in Premier League, they have the worst defensive line in Premier League. If they are the worst offensive line in Premier League, probably they have very. Imagine now losing Trent Larson, they probably have a very bad offensive line. But the midfield is also going to be on points. Anxel Gomes is a player, as I said, it's going to be very good. Andre is someone also kind of being a bit more underrated, but still a very good player. João Gomes has been a guy that's been so good over the past 1.5 years. Someone's being heavily linked to United this winter and probably get a big money move in the summer. Now see Wolves had a very good midfielder, and I think that's kind of a big incentive to keep playing until May, June. You're gonna see Wolves more comfortable with the ball in his feet because you have that good of midfielder. I think someone's able to truly help them become a better team. And honestly, I would like this move because Wolves now has almost a guarantee that they'll be playing championship next year. I don't think that's a talk to be had. I don't think the odds of them being able to stay up are very high right now, obviously. So I do think they want to build a team who's not only as good for now, also good for next year. I think that's why they kind of bought in on Adam Armstrong, someone who obviously doesn't really have a lot of Premier League proven experience with Southampton. Not really someone who is able to score goals Premier League level, but someone who in the tier below is being someone very good for Southampton. So bringing him in, maybe again give him half a year of Premier League football. Then when you go down, is someone who's also more comfortable in that setting and probably help you be able to go back up. Even Anxel Gomes is someone that either he plays very well for this half a season and gets a big money move, or if he doesn't, or he kind of plays only decent, you still have a player who's going to be very good for the championship, right? Someone I can kind of compare to Enslafi last year for Sunderland. Someone obviously above championship quality, but still was playing there, and we saw how good he was in that league. And look at like all the teams the past years went down from Premier League to Championship. All those teams have not been able to really get back up as quickly as possible because it becomes so hard to go down and be able to hold on to the best players and still at the same time be able to be a competitive team to go and win games Championship. I mean, look at Leicester City being a team, even when they got relegated, they had a very good squad. When they like for 18 players, they had still a very good squad. And then now, like I think, like the bottom of the table in the Championship. They're now second year Championship, not even anywhere near close to getting a Premier League. And it kind of just shows how difficult it is to go back Championship and be able to go up as quickly as possible. So for Wolves now trying to build a team that they think will be competitive next year is a very good move for them. And also for Wolves trying to get that spotlight in Premier League football, being able to play for a big team Premier League, being able to play against the biggest teams in the world, best teams in the world. I think it'll be great for his development, great for his name as well, reputation. And I won't be any surprised if you see Gomes move for some big money next summer. Second signing is going to be Tammy Abraham to Aston Villa. I really love this move because it checks all the boxes you can probably check. First of all, it's a low-risk signing. I know a lot of people kind of view this as kind of an overpay for Tammy Abraham. Like about Summer obviously as on-ground status, which is something that's going to be very important. Summer was also played in England, and also I know that his form in the past 1-2 years hasn't been great. I know that right now this season West Ham hasn't been great in terms of form, in terms of goal scoring, but still, £80 million for a backup striker. I don't think it's that much. I don't think Aston Villa looking at this in 2-3 years' time, even if it's a flop. I think looking at this signing and thinking, oh, I would spend like £80 million on the player. I don't think so, because this is an experiment that I don't think is obviously very risky. It's someone trying to buy low to me Abraham after having kind of a bad experience overseas with Besiktas and with Juan Milan. So, I mean, I don't really see this as a bit of a really risky signing, because obviously that's barely zero risk to it. Because if it doesn't perform, you have only Watkins in your team, so you have no pressure whatsoever for them to really succeed in your team. And you're gone like a year without a backup striker in your team. So I don't really think that is really a big risky signing for you. I don't think there's like zero pressure on Tammy's shoulders. He can go to Aston Villa, show himself, and trying to get his form back as he did with Chelsea. Second box he checks is knowing the team's going to. Obviously, Tammy is someone who was playing Aston Villa before. It was there on loan like 5 seasons ago. I think it was there in the year they got the Premier League. Obviously, they never played with Aston Villa Premier League, but still knows the fans, knows the team, knows the staff, knows the structure. I think I know some of the players on their team still, or like Mings, Kwanzaa, I think McKenna as well. Obviously, know some of the players can be on that team, and obviously, I think the fans love him because also it was someone who kind of became more of a cult hero when he was on Aston Villa, became part of that iconic Aston Villa team with Jack Grealish and etc. I do think that obviously going for the team where the fans love you already is going to be a very big plus for you. Also, I've seen a lot of the signings where the player has become very idolized in the team, left it and came back and it worked out. So a lot of moves like that. Like even Ronaldo, for example, I can kind of see as example of a player who was out an idol at Man United, came back, and obviously that will work out to the best of possibles. We still see moves that still work out. So I don't only think that it's a guarantee that it will fail. I still think it's going to be a very good signing. And third box is Shaqs. He has Premier League experience. Also, I know that he never really had a star role at Chelsea, and it never really was like the main number 9 for more than a year at Chelsea. Obviously, was that transfer ban year, but never really was after that. Also, was a team that was Champions League winners, a lot of quality in their team. I don't think Abraham really any fit that season for Tuchel, but still a guy that when you get that role as the backup striker, same role that they're going to have now Aston Villa, was still a very good player in that role. So I don't think that the experience of like that thing of not being a star player at Chelsea, which I don't think is really anything to be shameful about. It won't really impact him because in the role going to have now Aston Villa, he played very well with the role at Chelsea. So I do think that he has a primarily proven experience. Also, like, a lot of people like talk about proven players, right? I think that term is very loosely thrown around. I think lots of players who have been Premier League like half a year, 1 year, and not been that great, get like that they are probably proven. Then we had some with Prem proven. Summer when he started for Chelsea, he played well. When he went more for a backup role, he still played well. I do think that's the most important for Aston Villa. Having someone who knows how to play a backup role for the team in Premier League and play well with that role. So for me, it definitely tries that third box of being a Premier League proven player, of having experienced Premier League, which I think is becoming more and more important nowadays. And the fourth box he checks, and probably the most important box he checks right now, is the team's needs. I can look at you and say that Aston Villa needs anyone more than a backup striker. We've seen Aston Villa now gone for more than a year without a backup striker. Since Sean Duran left Aston Villa, They never add a real backup striker. They want him out, what he can stand. Not that are really like really strikers or real backup strikers, more like wingers, like kind of inside forwards. And now looking at Tammy Abraham as the first real backup striker they have for over a year. I was like, this year with Ollie Watkins and going through that rough stretch, I had like what 2 goals in 15 games. Honestly, now kind of is rated as kind of established to be more. He's become a better player, but still, there was a very rough stretch with Watkins. And also feel like no one turned around and be able to if Ollie Watkins isn't playing that great, we're going to trust this guy to truly become that number 9 for a few games. They never had that. Obviously, Costanza Melon never really did that role. So bringing Tammy Abraham, someone who can maybe come in that team, be able to do that role of being the main number 9 for 1, 2, 3 games in a row, or being able to come off the bench to rest on Watkins a bit is very, very important. Also now, like the midfield also needed some midfield needs some reinforcements because Kamara, McGinn, and Tillmans I think are all injured, something like that. So obviously bringing those which also very important for Aston Villa. Bringing a backup striker has been their biggest need for half a year now. So how good they were with Ollie Watkins trying to run their team. I think they're probably the best we've seen Aston Villa play. Not Aston Villa play, but they're really truly the best we've seen Ollie Watkins play for Aston Villa. So when they have someone behind him competing for his place, obviously it comes to a point where if you have 2 great players playing great, one of them would want to scout, want to add their own team. Obviously for Aston Villa on the run. So I don't think Tammy Abraham is in the level of quality where he's able to compete with Ollie Watkins very much in every single week. And being able to then, like in the half a year time, be able to ask for a move out because he wants his own team. I don't think we're at that level. But he's a player who's very good at being able to get a back role over Ollie Watkins, being able to cover them, being able to start 1 or 2 games. And someone like Aston Villa can very much trust into. I mean, if you say like Ollie Watkins gets on injured, it's not for like a month. You get Ollie Watkins to be your main striker. No, I'm sorry. You can trust Tammy Abraham to be your main striker for the month if you want to, because truly a player of that quality. So I think like for me, the biggest need, the biggest box strikes team needs, and the reason why I like Trafford so much is because of Aston Villa really needing a new number 9, a new backup striker to really improve that depth. Especially if you want to become a good team, if you want to get top 4 Champions League football, which is now becoming more and more dangerous every single week because they're not being in great form, you need to have great depth, especially now looking at like in the time of February, March, April, when you have Premier League football or you have European football or like more high-level matches as well down the line, you need to have great depth, right? And Aston Villa, for some time in this season, that depth offensively wasn't there really. I mean, they had Mount, they had Sam, those 2 players aren't that good. They had Sancho, I mean, is he really that good? I don't know. So bringing Tammy Abraham as someone who can kind of complement the offensive depth, being able to really bring you 2 strikers you can trust wherever you want to start every single week, I think it's going to be very, very important for Aston Villa. My third move is Ryan to Bournemouth. I still think it's very weird to see Bournemouth go for a Brazilian wanted kid. How many times I will see like a mid-table Premier League team go for a Brazilian wanted kid who's been added out of Brazil? I don't know. I don't know anyone. So Ryan's someone who obviously look at like Brazilian wanted kids. A lot of these times, like those guys from Brazil, and really had a big role in the teams. A lot of times, like you look at wanted kid coming from Brazil. A lot of times, like they've been kind of more a squad player or more of a bench player. Ryan's a guy who's played very well at Vasco da Gama last year. I think about 20 goals last year at Vasco da Gama. Someone who's a starter, was a very important player for Brazil, and someone who right now is being involved in the talks of being a World Cup squad. I don't think will be, but he's someone who obviously is kind of getting into those conversations. And so I think it's really good. Obviously, I know that transfer history for Bournemouth with transfers has been very good. I don't really know like a lot of like Bournemouth wanted kids who have come to the team and not been great. I mean, look at Kerkesh, Houston, Alex Scott, Semenyo, so many players that they brought in when they're young and have been able to show their quality at Bournemouth. I don't think Ryan will be the next one in those new players because it's really someone who's amazing. Someone like I think like 6'4", 6'1", can play as striker, can play as right winger. Someone obviously kind of has that Semenyo profile, right? And look at Semenyo, think of him as a player. Ryan is someone who kind of profiles that type of player. Someone again, kind of tall, can play out wide, can play centrally. Someone who's very fast. I mean, he scored a goal for Bournemouth in last game, obviously his debut goal. That's an amazing goal. Got the ball in front of, be able to, I don't really drill by, like, just run with the space he had in the pitch, so able to sort the space he had, and got a pretty good finish outside the box. So I definitely think that Ryan is someone who has lots of potential, who can actually become Bournemouth's next Semenyo, even better than Semenyo. Someone that I really like watching him play. Someone else, coming from Brazil, like, obviously you know, like, Brazil one of the kids, a lot of times are 8 and misses. You can get someone, even Real Madrid has had some signings of one of the kids from Brazil, worked out great, like Vinicius Junior or Rodrigo, but they also saw some guys like Ranieri, for example, who have gone to Real Madrid and become failures. So this kind of always hit and miss with Brazilian one kids, and Bournemouth is going on Ryan, who's been a very good player for Barcelona last year, and now turned out to be a great player for Bournemouth. Even his debut, I saw some clips of him playing his debut. You can saw the potential in him, being able to use the space to attack very well. Lots of Brazilian players, obviously, in their careers, like turns out their play style, know how to dribble well, know how to use know how to be fast. But then like don't really have that final third creation, they don't really know how to do that. And Ryan, someone who has kind of more polish in his play style, someone who's able to go to the final third, being able to kind of pick out the final pass, being able to score the goal, being able to go into the box, being able to get on a long ball from the cross, be able to score from that cross. So I think it's someone who obviously kind of combines that sense of flair and skill from Brazil to still being a very impactful player, a very efficient player at the final third. I really like this signing. Obviously, Bournemouth is a team that's been heavily damaged by sales in every single window. They lost some big players last window, they lost some big players this window. Now we're thinking Ryan, someone who obviously I don't really think that you're gonna stay for more than a year and a half at Bournemouth because it's someone who really has that quality in him. And obviously, I think it's still a very big ask to try and get a Semenyo replacement because obviously Man is someone who has been very good Premier League this year. We're probably top scorers. So look at Man City now, how well to play at Man City. So it's gonna be also a very big ask to try and get a replacement for Semenyo. And Ryan's someone who I feel like is an amazing replacement. I really like him as a player. I really like him as a signing for Bournemouth. I think it was also too expensive. I think maybe like what, £20 million, I think, something around that. So I think it was really a bargain as well. Looking at this move like a year and a half or a year and talk about it being a very big bargain. I mean, for me, it's maybe like the top signing this winter because someone's played well in Brazil, played well right now at Bournemouth. It's someone I can really enjoy watching him play. I can really kind of watch him support. I can support him being a good player. It's someone who truly trusts. I really have full confidence in him becoming an amazing football player. Someone to be able to see get a big money move out of Bournemouth in a year and a half. Which at the end, that's going to be Bournemouth level. Also, you connect those teams who kind of more stepping stones. And Ryan has went to a team who also has a very big project going now in modern football, in Premier League football. I kind of like obviously. Looking at that, like Brighton and Bournemouth being kind of teams who have been the best in terms of developing talent and then spinning out to other teams. Right now, like Bournemouth is a better team in that aspect than Brighton. We say like a better squad in their squad of players. I think like Al Scott is someone who can probably get the big money move this summer or next year. I mean, even though they brought in Frank Vardy, someone I feel like has a lot of potential. They have so many good players to the team. I think Ryan kind of fits perfectly in their young core. Someone who's going to have a lot of opportunities in Premier League. Real is going to trust him playing on the pitch. We're not trust him playing on the pitch. So I do like him very much as a signing. As I said, it's going to be my top one signing of the winter. Honestly, like even like of all those big money signings, I even look at Madrid, even like Crystal Palace, or even like I really like Semenyo and game with Man City. But apart from those two, I think Ryan might be like my third favorite signing this winter because of how good he is, because of how good he can be. And because of like going to a team like Bournemouth, who obviously is not really a big team in Brazil, it's not really a team who really obviously not in great area in terms of position, in terms of financially, for someone to go there and play there. And I truly know that he had some more better offers elsewhere in Europe. But just go to Bournemouth because of the team they have, because of the personality they have, because of the means they're able to give Ryan as well. So I really like this signing, and I'm rooting for Ryan to become an amazing player.